Okay, guys, today we're going to work on step 3 of our self-portraits, which is the coloring shown here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. At this point, you should have done step 1, where we outlined our photograph, then we flipped it over. Step 2, we traced our outline, and then we've added a background using a ruler with 2 directional lines. So, next step is to color. If you look at my example here, on our face and neck, or skin rather, we're going to use 3 distinct colors: yellow, orange, and just a little bit of red. Then you're going to use our cool colors to color your hair and your shirt. Any leftover colors can be used for your background. Alright, so first let's grab our warm colors, which are going to be yellow, orange, and red. Now, if you're doing this at home to make up the assignment, you need just standard Crayola markers. They cannot be the washable markers. If they're the washable markers, they will not blend correctly when we go to add water. Alright, now, what we're essentially doing is we're coloring values. Remember, values, light to dark. So what you want to do is you're going to want to look at your paper, and you're going to want to determine what are your light areas and what are your dark areas. So if you look at my picture of Pecorino here, you will see that his forehead, that's super light. So that's going to be yellow. Same with his cheeks. His cheeks are very light, so those are going to be yellow. I'm going to put yellow there. On this ear, I'm going to put yellow. Alright, then let's see. Does he have any really dark areas? We've got just a little right here along the side of his face, and right up here at the top of his ear, and then right underneath here, right at the top of his neck, underneath his chin where it creates that shadow. That's really dark, so we're going to want to use red. All of the other area is going to be orange. Now, when you go to color your picture, remember, we flipped our pictures over to trace them, so it's opposite. So see on here where it's really light, this is pretty easy because this is the middle, so I know here it's going to be the middle. Now, with the yellow, you want to over-exaggerate and over-saturate your areas. The reason for this is once we add that orange and red, and we start to add our water to blend, that orange and red's going to bleed into our yellow. So we want more yellow than needed. Now, I've got his forehead. What would you say about his nose? I'd say that's a pretty bright, pretty light area. So let's add some yellow on his nose. Okay. Right up underneath here, underneath his cheeks. Look, notice how I'm coloring with the side of my marker? You want to do that because you want to get as much ink on the paper as possible. Okay, so this is going to be my dark area. So this is where we start getting a little dark. So let's keep that in mind. Let's go up. Let's see, his chin. Right here we got a little yellow, a little light. Now we're pretty light right here. And up through here on his, yeah. And then I'm going to add just a little there. See his forehead. His eyes are a little dark there. That eye is definitely dark right here, but we've got some light there. Okay, so I think I've pretty much covered his yellow. Now let me add some yellow over here. See See how I'm on opposite sides? Keep that in mind. And also remember to color with the side of your marker. Okay. Next, let's add our super darks. So I've got just a little bit of red here. So I'm going to put a little bit of red down here. We'll come up just a little bit. And then on this ear right here. And I think that about does it for our red. Because you don't want to add a lot. You don't want to overpower it. Oh, and also your lips are going to be red. So everybody color your lips red. Regardless. It just makes it look good. Now, all this white space that's left. That's where my yellow comes into play. So I now want to take some yellow and go in. Now remember, I've over-exaggerated some of these areas, but that's okay. Because like I said, which you'll see in step 4, when we go to blend, that yellow is going to take, or that orange is going to kind of take over and be very powerful. And now you can blend your colors together. See how I'm kind of overlapping on some of my colors? You are more, actually you're encouraged to do that. So let's see. So see how I'm just kind of coloring with the side of the marker. Go up against his hairline. Come back down. Go over. Do not color the eyebrows. Don't do that because you want to color the eyebrows the same color as your hair, which we're going to get to next. So keep that in mind. All right. I think I've got my values. What do you say? Yeah? All right. Oh. We forgot the neck. Let me add that very dark part for his neck here. For that red. Yeah. All right. Now let's take the orange to finish it out. And see also how I'm not making exact lines. You don't want to make exact lines. Remember, we're going to want all of this to blend together when we add that water in step 4. Okay, so warm colors, skin tone. Now let's move on to hair and clothing. For hair and clothing, and the main thing we needed was just the values for the face. So we can put him off to the side. So hair and clothing is going to be a cool color. Remember, our cool colors are blue, green, and violet. I would pick one color for the hair, and then you can use either both or one of your leftover colors for your shirt. So for his hair, I'm going to do blue. What I would do is I would start with outlining the hair. So kind of go around, because you don't want to go outside the lines, just keep it close. Remember, we don't have to be perfect. And then kind of color it in. All right. Okay. Remember, you want your eyebrows to match your hair. So since I did blue hair, I'm going to fill in blue eyebrows here. Okay. Now, for his shirt. Since I've got a striped shirt, I'm actually going to do purple and green. So I think I'm going to start this outside with the green. So I'm just going to fill this in right here. Then I'll fill in this one with green. Put some green. Then over here I'm going to do the same thing. So that's going to be green. Then green right here. And then this inside. Okay. Now I'm going to fill in with purple. Quick. There we go. Alright, so we are almost done with our person. Can you figure out what we have yet to do? And then we'll be completed and ready to move on to the background. The eyes, yes. I would suggest either doing blue or green eyes. You can do purple eyes if you would like. This is your portrait, so it's up to you. I think for Mr. Pekka here, I'm going to add some green eyes this time. So just fill in your eyes. Alright, now we are done with our person. Last step. Oh, nope, we're not. I forgot his ear. Oh, that actually needs to be a little orange, doesn't it? There we go. Alright. Okay, now we're done. Excuse me. So, for my background, I do not want to use any of our cool colors, which were purple, blue, and green, so I'm going to set those aside. I do not want to use our three warm colors, which are yellow, orange, and red, so set those aside. So what I've got left is I've got all of these fun, funky colors. So I've got the tiger orange, turquoise, the iguana green, raspberry, flamingo pink, and royal purple. I would suggest 2 colors at least. Now you could do 2 colors or you could do a color, and this is the one time I will allow you to leave white to create a pattern like I did on this one. I think for him, let's go real funky, and I think I'm going to do a pink. Now, you can do this one of 2 ways. You can outline the edge of your shape, and then that will create that kind of faded effect that we did. Remember when we did our contour shoe drawings and we just outlined the side? Or you can do the whole square. I think for this one, I'm going to do a mixture of both. So I kind of fill most of the square up. You know, you want to make sure. And I would repeat this all the way down along my background. So I would repeat this pattern, since this is the pattern I stuck with, until I have completed my background. And I've ended up with something kind of like this. So this is your completed. At the end of step 3, this is where you need to be. You have a face and neck done in your 3 warm colors, which are yellow, orange, and red. You have your hair, eyebrows, eyes, and clothing done in your 3 cool colors, which are blue, green, and violet. And then you have your background completed and colored in your remaining colors. All right, that is all for this time.